Hi. Thursday, well, the week is flying. This is one of those weeks where I'm not actually getting to a whole lot of modeling whatsoever. Just to start off with, I want to say thank you to Ken Hanson. High five. And I don't know your name, but the username is NHS Theatre Scrub. I think in England. NHS is that the National Health Service in England? Thank you. High five. Okay. First thing, some of the folks that come to my channel and seem to get a bit upset because they were looking for building, and as I've explained, you guys know that, but I think new people that come to the channel are sort of used to the channels where it's just the overhead view and you're looking at model building the whole time. And as we've already said, I'm not going to be doing that, but I sort of feel a little bit bad for the people that arrive and just see talking about models most of the time. I mean, I look through boxes and I also do address the builds that I have going on, but you know, as far as somebody actually trying to follow and see the way I'm building, so far that's not something that I can easily show. I've dragged out a couple of things here. Let's start with this one actually. This, now again, I don't have the box here, but this is one of those ships that I do recommend. I've got one inside because you get two in the box. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you get two. The Emden and the... Oh man, my memory now. What's the other one called? Starts with an E as well, I'm sure. ES. No, I just can't remember. I'm hoping it looks like a very nice quality from Revell. In fact, possibly one of the nicest quality ships as far as hull detail. And I mean, obviously the rest of the parts should be just as good as anything. So I'm actually quite looking forward to digging into that one. The other one's already de-screwed inside, but I haven't really built anything. And when I dig out the box top, I'll show you. But, you know, sort of every now and again, I do recommend a model, even without building it, just looking at it. And that's one of them. This one, I did mention to you, I got this Hobby Boss U2 because the Airfix one, I think, is as average as per the era that it comes from. I've got the big 148. What was the other 172? The Academy. And then this one. So the Academy one is nice, except for the way they've molded the wings. This Hobby Boss. Now, I still don't know the general accuracy of Hobby Boss. And for many of the kits, I just don't have the time to actually go and evaluate it. But, you know, surface and quality wise, it really does look good. And I think in general, when I look at these things, you guys say, you know, not bad. The wings are done in, you know, just about complete halves, which makes for a much better wing join. Very nice decals. The decals are in. Well, let's actually just open that, to be honest. I haven't really looked at this. This thing is getting so blunt. Sheepers. Force it into submission. Okay, we might need to go and get a couple more of those blades, those little knives. And as per usual, they've got this tape which really needs to be taken off the back, because that if the glue sort of starts getting into that backing paper. So that's okay. Now that, I mean, colors and shape and everything, that looks pretty good for a model that I'm not, you know, I'm not judging it on absolute accuracy. If it looks great, then, you know, I think that's good. I think that's okay. And I think most of the Hobby Boss decal sheets have been very nice, but have I built one? I think I've used decals from one small one that I've built so far, but Hobby Boss is actually not a manufacturer I've built many of, but it's looking quite promising. Plastic is, it gives me a more rigid feel. Well, the wing halves are not too bad. They give me a little bit of a more rigid feel than some of the plastics. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. But this one, oh, I spotted this one. Now remember I was speaking about the French aircraft, and sort of almost in the same light, although those French aircraft are earlier, this Italian sort of weird looking Caproni, which I think I've mentioned, and I've set it aside. It's one of those that I like just because of the very weird window layout, and you know, I do like that just for something completely different. I mean, it's a sleek aircraft. It's probably better design wise, a little bit more appealing than the French stuff. There's, you know, there's a little bit of internal detail for a small and simple kit. It's not bad. You've sort of got a full cockpit. You've got a little bit of a bomb load there. You know, it's probably, I can't remember where the box is, but it's probably one of those underappreciated types of kits. Some of these Italeri of less well-known stuff. A very nicely molded canopy with facets, you know, correctly molded facets. Some of the kits that I talk about, or some of the kits that I grab when I see some for sale, catch me out like that P47. They catch me out because the expectation by looking at the box art was that that's not a bad kit. It's quite modernish, without realizing, and as you know, I looked up that, and it's a Tester's P47 from 1967. Yeah, is it 1967? Is that right? Yes, I think it was. And then, what was the Sky Raider that I was looking at? Oh, that Revell AD5. So the Revell AD5 also looks like a modern kit, and I looked that one up, and it's a monogram 1967. So then I looked up what is the Airfix one, because I've built the Airfix one. Not great, really. One of the weakest Airfix kits that I've built. mainly due to the wing fold, the wing positioning either up and down, and it wasn't a highly detailed kit whatsoever. That was 1968. So Monogram did quite a nice AD5 Sky Raider in 1967. Some of the sort of quality that you got in the late 60s is actually quite astounding. This one, I'm sure, is much later, but I don't know if this has got the date on it. I'll have to look this one up as well. I mean, I'm guessing this is probably 1980s, but it does look like a very nice kit for a slightly obscure thing. What was this? Spanish Civil War or something? I'll go and read up, but it does look like nice quality. But now, you know, I'm often drawn to the Airfix, those sort of classic. Actually, this is in an Airfix box right now, that size Airfix box. And then you get this Hasegawa box. You know, look at that difference. So this is a 172 Dyna, and you know that the Airfix came in a Dyna, in a box that size, the Dyna. And that is nice box art, but weirdly, I have to almost force myself to be drawn to this kit. And I open it again now because I'm pondering, you know, do I really want to build a Dyna as I'm going through these kits? It is a sleek aircraft. It's sort of an appealing one, as Japanese aircraft go. And I look at this kit, and you know, some of the Hasegawa, which is very nicely boxed, is raised panel lines. It's not, you know, it's good, but it's not top quality. This one is all recessed panel lines, and it's very good quality. Surprisingly large box for just that. A bit weird that they do that sort of thing. I mean, it's a little bit more of a part count than Airfix, but not by much. But when I look at it now, and you know, I often sort of why I look through a lot of these kits, reminding myself of what I'm expecting if I choose that thing, sort of just really keeping my mind fresh with the overall character of a lot of the kits. And when I look at this, it actually does make me very keen to build it, even if my mind is not currently really on a topic like that. Now, when I say keen to build it, that doesn't imply now or anytime soon, but as a build that you can take on, knowing that the end result is something that you can really, you know, competition quality, if you want to, for want of a better term. Doesn't mean that you're going to take part in the competitions, but you can do a really fantastic job on a kit like this versus you know, maybe that Testers kit, which is the Testers P47, which is nice but not comparable to this. So, but it sort of annoys me, these large boxes, especially while I'm trying to sort of condense space down as well. So what I'll probably do is, I can't remember if I've got the I think I had the Airfix one, but it's gone. Probably put this into an Airfix sized box. I sort of like 172 small aircraft to be, you know, in a neat stack of similar stuff. But anyway, and I do like that art. That's some of the art on Hasegawa boxes is not that appealing, but this is very nicely, you know, it shows up a well, I don't want to say weathered, it's not quite weathered, but it shows color variation, and it's you know, it's got a lot of the tones, I guess, from the sky and all that. It's really makes me want to dig into that, as opposed to some of the very, very bland box art that you get, often where it's just the model which has been painted. Better put that back in as well. So, you know, but just between those two, that Dinah and that Caproni, you know, two kits that really belong on the, and actually that U2 as well. Three kits, all very, very good quality, and even though they're not on my bucket list of aircraft, they are very nice kits to have on the workbench. But when I do, you know, I'm sort of thinking of this multiple builds thing and how many things I do at once, and now I've sort of cut back and try and, you know, not stick religiously to one build, but try and get my focus a little bit more onto fewer builds, so that my quality, if I choose to do the a little bit more detailing or whatever, you know, just get a little bit better quality out. In any case, we'll see. And when it's kits like that, it really is worth it to do that. Back in the mid-90s, I was still doing roughly one kit at a time. The reason why I've got a number of kits that still from the mid-90s that ended up as an airframe and primed and then just set aside is because that, you know, that sort of jump from having a ready aircraft to needing to put on the good color scheme was stopping me, and I'd set it aside and start a new model, and so the number of primed aircraft grew. Actually, interestingly, I just a day or two ago got rid of, and when I say got rid of, I passed it on to a modeler who will finish it. I think my oldest remaining unbuilt kit from 1984, I think it is. This was a model that was given to me when I was in boarding school, second last year of high school. 1/8 Hella motorbike, which is a very, very nice kit, but it just doesn't fit into my 1/12 and 1/6 that I build. So I decided to let that go on to someone who will actually do it good justice. And so now I need to think, what is my next remaining oldest kit? Either built, well, both built and unbuilt. Built, I'll do a little segment on that at some stage again, which I may have mentioned. Unbuilt, obviously I have kits from the 90s. I don't think I have anything remaining from the 80s. No, I don't think I do. If I do, I will set it aside. But sort of that was an interesting one to let go, because it reached so far back in my modeling career. I mentioned to you about doing a little tracked robot along the lines of Wall-E from the movie. And I was also thinking of taking this thing and not doing it as that, but doing some wacky kit bash with it. And now I'm wondering if I should use this one as the steal its tracks. But the problem is it's got, well, maybe it's not that big a problem, because this at least allows you to adjust for the actual length that you want. Take this and take this kit in general and sort of modify and tweak into possibly multiple things. Use a short length of track, maybe two road wheels, maybe 3. So a very short, you know, for a little robot, base and build up something that doesn't exist. I don't want to copy Wally. I don't. But you know, some sort of sci-fi scratch build or kit bash thing. This thing has also got a ton of these shells, so it's not impossible that one could do some sort of war bot. But you wouldn't use that or a lot of the chassis. So, you know, you can get away with 2 builds out of this, where maybe you've stolen some track and you've stolen some of the road wheels, but the vehicle can still be made with the remaining track. You can almost use enough track just out from under there and then put on an extra skirt so that you can't see what's missing, and the thing doesn't even need all of its road wheels, and makes another sci-fi item out of it, because it has got a sort of a nose that lends towards something sci-fi looking. One of you was mentioning about the shoebox idea for the multiple small box dioramas, which is exactly on track of what I was talking about. That sort of cardboard, that would actually be great. A shoebox is the perfect type of box, but the size of it, you'd need a bit of shelf space, and maybe I will do that at some stage, because shoe boxes are actually quite easy to come by. I've done it often. You just go and stop by the shoe shop and ask them for leftover boxes. Some of them are good quality, some of them are slightly less, and you can always choose out, and there you've got your sort of box diorama ready made, ready for laying in whatever, either a little bit of strengthening or the basis for your sides and back images and your building up your floor area. So yeah, and it's probably not impossible that one could actually do 2 boxes out of a single shoebox. So yeah, I'm going to think about that, because once I'm finished the Citroen 2CV Formula 1 and the Emile Leray motorbike, which are 2 kit bash things, and I'm just trying to remember. Okay, I do have another 2 projects on hold, the ones I have spoke about them, but I sort of like to have these ideas that can develop, and I have the kit, and the parts and style lend very much towards creating something totally new. So I think this is one of those. I haven't pondered doing a sort of a moon buggy, a moon vehicle, but I could, you know, moon dash planets, but that's something else. So when I talk sci-fi and a little robot, what I should also be looking at is, do I put it on a different planet surface in a little box diorama? How tall do I want the little thing to be? I just saw that I've got this T3485 as well, which I think at one stage I was looking to sell. I've always loved T34s. I like, I've sort of gotten over that liking to a certain degree, but I do have this one, and where are the tracks? Oh, that was them there. Yes, I mean, it is something I'll keep and possibly get to, but for now I've sort of lost interest in anything Russian at the moment, that I can tell you. Put that instruction back in there before that gets lost. And so moving into the weekend, I will see if I can get some time on the little wheelie RC car. Oh yeah, somebody passed on a whole lot of paints. I need to actually organize my paints a little bit better because they are taking up quite a bit of space. And I've mentioned I go through matte black, gloss black, and gloss white. Like I almost never have a spare one of them. They dry out when you start using them, and I just never end up with extras. But some of the others, and maybe I need to actually do that, take a lot of the colors. Like the number of matte green variations that I have is totally unnecessary. Okay, I'm going to head inside. That's a little bit of a random chat for today. Can't think of much else to say. I haven't done anything else in the garage actually this no, not this whole week. So still got cleaning inside to do. I still need to find a number of the bucket list models and make the piles well arranged, and then I'll show that. Okay, I think that's it for today. Happy modeling. Cheers.